Hello and thanks for joining us. This is the Signature 30 Minutes. I am Vin Martin Obiora Ilo. In the headlines, Bonny Island residents storm Rivers Government House, Assembly, protest pirate attacks. Jonathan confident Mali will return to civilian rule in 18 months. Federal government releases fresh 123.348 billion naira grants to states. And now, details of the stories. Residents of Bonny local government area in Rivers State on Thursday carried out a fresh protest. This time they stormed the government house and Rivers State House of Assembly in Port Harcourt, the state capital. The protesters are calling for an immediate end to the attacks and killings on the Bonny Island waterway by pirates. The protesters, mainly the youths, marched from UTC Junction on Azikiwe Road to Government House Port Harcourt to register their grievances and to the Rivers State House of Assembly, where the member representing Bonny constituency addressed them. Part of their demands is for the government to set up security checkpoints on the Bonny High Sea and empower security agencies to tackle violent crime. The Rivers State government in July 2019 launched a special security initiative codenamed Operation Sting, in which patrol vehicles and gunboats were donated to security agencies to tackle violent crimes on roads and waterways in the state. Some residents had earlier on Monday staged a protest on the island over the insecurity, which they say has claimed many lives. The protesters said that the most recent of the attacks was on January 5, 2021, when two indigents drowned in the river after pirates attacked their boat. Spokesman of the Nigeria Police Force CP Frank Mba says proceedings at the various judicial panels on restitution for victims of SARS and other related matters are being closely monitored in a bid to make ethical adjustments in the services of the force. CP Mba stated this while fielding questions from newsmen on Thursday in Abuja. Mba, who was recently promoted to the rank of commissioner, said Nigerians should look out for a deepened police force process that will include a community approach in the implementation of security across the country. He said the police are working round the clock to make sure they provide a safe and secure environment for citizens to live in. The police image maker, who described Nigerian policemen as miracle workers, urged the government to resolve all issues around remuneration, logistics, and retirement benefits, noting that with all these fixed, the force will work better. Scores of Boko Haram terrorists have been killed and 3 gun trucks destroyed in an aerial bombardment carried out by the Air Task Force of Operation Lafia Dole. The insurgents were bombarded at Mainok in Borno State on January 12, 2021, says the Coordinator Defense Media Operations Defense Headquarters, Major General John Enenche, in a statement on Wednesday. Enenche said the armed forces of Nigeria will not relent until all enemies of the nation were neutralized and normalcy restored to all troubled zones of the country. Recently, the federal government set December 30, 2020 for registration of all SIMs with valid names on the network of telecommunication companies. It later extended the December 30, 2020 deadline following widespread opposition against early announcement and gave 3 weeks extension from December 30, 2020 to January 19, 2021. Calls for deadline extension were mainly due to the large crowds that gathered daily at the various offices of the National Identity Management Commission. However, the clamor for extension of the registration process is being renewed as the NIMC officials have gone on strike. SignatureTV correspondent Obi Chibueze went to the streets of Abuja to get opinions of residents on whether or not the federal government should extend the deadline.
Because Nigerians we are numerous, we have great number of population, and you do things in an orderly way, in a permutative way, so that everybody will do without stress.
If the federal government sees the protocol on ground will not be able to work it out, they can extend it.
This thing shouldn't be what we do like fire brigade approach. Government should give ample time, probably this year or more than this year. Citizens should not walk freely and go into any wherever. The way they did the voters card, there be multiple places where somebody can just walk in and seamlessly, effortlessly register and go home.
There is some people in the rural area who don't know how they can able to even did not have that national identity. What do you want them to do? Murder in the village? There is no facility in the ground.
The family of Nigerian diplomat Abiodun Bashua, killed in the 2019 crash of a Boeing 737 MAX airline in Ethiopia, has joined litigation against the company in U.S. federal court. Lawyers for heirs of Bashua accused Boeing of negligence in development of the MAX. This 7-year-old Bashua had held many foreign service jobs for Nigeria and worked with the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa over a 40-year career. He was among the 157 people killed when a MAX operated by Ethiopian Airlines crashed shortly after takeoff from Addis Ababa. The Bashua family lawsuit, which also named Boeing contractors Rosemount Aerospace and Rockwell Collins Incorporated, was filed last month in the U.S. District Court in Chicago. On the foreign scene, after 2 days of meetings with Malian political and civil society figures, the mediator for the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, former Nigerian President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, said he had no doubt that Mali's post-coup interim administration would hand over power to civilians within the agreed 18-month deadline. Jonathan, who was accompanied on the trip to Bamako by ECOWAS President Jean-Claude Cassibro and other members of his mediation team, said the president of the transition and head of state, Ba Endao, had assured them that they are committed to the deadline. The visit followed increasing questions over the post-coup government's ability to reform the constitution and stage elections within the remaining 14 months while tackling the country's brutal jihadist insurgency. Jonathan told newsmen on Tuesday that the mission encouraged the transitional government to finalize and release a roadmap with an action plan indicating the various activities to be carried out while being respectful of the transition period scheduled for 18 months. The former president also expressed concerns about the recent arrest in connection with an alleged coup attempt, adding that the delegation urged the administration to follow legal procedures in force in a transparent manner while respecting human rights. The United States President-elect Joe Biden on Wednesday evening said he hoped the Senate would find a way to balance the constitutional responsibilities on impeachment with other urgent business of state. Biden's remarks came in a statement shortly after the House of Representatives, led by Nancy Pelosi, impeached outgoing President Donald Trump for allegedly inciting January 6th breach of Congress by his supporters. Trump denies the allegation and in a video message on Wednesday unequivocally condemned the incident, saying no true supporter of his would engage in such acts of violence. Biden emphasized that there was too much urgent work to do, including confirmation of his appointees and revival of the struggling economy. The next step is for the House to send the article of impeachment to the Senate, which is currently on break, until January 19th, a day before Biden's inauguration. 2/3 majority votes are needed for the Senate to convict Trump, but Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell said that was unlikely before he leaves office. In a statement on Wednesday evening, McConnell pointed out that even if the Senate reconvened on the matter this week, it would not be able to reach a final decision before January 20th. In business, the federal government has disbursed another tranche of performance-based grants totaling 123.348 billion naira to states under its State's Fiscal Transparency, Accountability and Sustainability Program for results. This brings the total disbursement under the program so far to 233.264 billion naira since the first disbursement in April 2020. The Director of Press and Public Relations, Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Hassan Dodo, said in a statement on Wednesday in Abuja that the disbursement followed the achievement of results by the states in the just concluded 2019 Annual Performance Assessment. Dodo quoted the Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed, as saying that the assessment was carried out by the Office of the Auditor General of the Federation as the independent verification agent and approved by the Program Coordination Unit of the Federal Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning. The minister stated that since the first disbursement in April 2020, the federal government has thus far disbursed a total of 233 billion naira to the states under the United States $750 million World Bank-assisted States Fiscal Transparency, Accountability and Sustainability Program for results. Ahmed reiterated that the World Bank-assisted program is principally meant to strengthen fiscal management at the state level so as to ensure effective mobilization and utilization of financial resources to the benefit of their citizens in a transparent, accountable, and sustainable manner. This is to ensure a reduction in fiscal risk and encouraging a common set of fiscally responsible behavior. And now for the stock market report. An impressive rise in the share prices of Sebla Petroleum PLC, Dangote Cement, and 49 others triggered a 325.277 billion naira gain to investors on Thursday. The equity capitalization rose from 29.93 trillion naira traded on Wednesday to 21 trillion naira on Thursday at 325.277 billion naira, or 15.42%. Again, consequently, the Osha Index rose to 40,963.14 points from 40,341.05 points, a 1.54% rise. 809.362 million shares were traded, valued at 8.905 billion naira. On the activity chart, there were 49 gainers and 7 losers at the close of trading. Champions was the top gainer, while Cartville Investment PLC topped the loser's side. The volume of transactions in the financial sector triggered the high gain recorded by the investors. Guarantee Trust Bank traded 68.993 million shares, while Zenith Bank traded 42.813 million shares. In entertainment, as part of the new slate of films that are released in Nollywood post-lockdown, Nollywood stars Shegu Arinze, Timini Ebuson, and Bimbo Ademoye will feature in the upcoming film Tanwa Savage. They join a slate of other talented Nollywood actors to tell the story of a marriage that navigates several socially conscious issues. Tanwa Savage, directed by Geshin Salvador, follows the true life story of a married man who goes on an infidelity rampage and ends up impregnating women from different Nigerian tribes. The film touches on several subjects, including the trending DNA testing issue, which in this case might be flipped as the wife begins to request it. It also examines feminism closely against a societal backdrop that demands total submission from women on the home front. According to the film distributors Blue Pictures, the film will hit theaters on January 22. The movie will also star other actors including Lindo Sifo, Nkechi Blessing Ozo, Arukwe Joseph Momodu, Mariam Giwa Keindo Kuala, and Choma Peters. In sports, Mesut Ozil is willing to sacrifice £7 million to leave Arsenal before his contract expires in June. Ozil has offered to leave £7 million on the table at Arsenal so he can cut his contract short and leave this January, says The Athletic. The German, who earns a staggering £350,000 a week, is scheduled to earn this huge amount between now and the end of his current contract in June. Ozil is in talks with Arsenal about an early termination. If a compromise can't be reached, however, then the World Cup winner will have to sit out the rest of his contract at Arsenal before leaving the club at no cost. Before we end the news, here are the headlines again. Pirates attack. Bonny Island residents stormed Rivers State Government House and Rivers State House of Assembly in protest. Goodluck Jonathan confident Mali will return to civilian rule in 18 months. And federal government releases fresh 123.348 billion naira grants to the states. The second wave of COVID-19 is projected to go up at this time of the year. Please do well to stay safe, maintain physical and social distancing, and wear your face masks always. That's the Signature 30 Minutes. On behalf of my producer, Dami Lola Abudu, I am Vin Martin Obiora Ilo, thanking you for watching and asking you to go to www.signaturetv.org for more details.